Good morning from the Lycian tombs above Jellimish. The actual route shows way farther north and comes back down and then loops around. There's this big circle and comes back to the starting point where I'm gonna end up today almost. So I'm starting at Jellimish, which is at the far point if you took that big circle and went around. And so I'm just gonna start from there and head to the next town. And so it's about 18K today. And we've got clear blue skies today. No chance of getting wet. And hopefully it stays that way. I've got this guy who's been following me from town, and I'm just hoping that he doesn't follow me the whole way. Not that I guess it matters which town he ends up in, but he's a really sweet guy. So it's looking like this is just going to be a dirt road out of town and all the way. It's been about an hour now and still dirt road, so I suspect that's what it will be. Well, now I'm really concerned because this guy's followed me the whole way and we're 5K out of town. I'm thinking he's going to follow me the whole way. And then I don't know what's going to happen to him. I tried scaring him off, but now all he does is hang a little bit farther behind me, but still following. I think there's a few different routing options based on how overgrown this part of the trail is. I think this trail is less used. I've just pulled into Calcan. It's definitely a summer resort town as everything is shut down. Another barking welcoming committee. Should be able to find a place to stay. Town looks big enough. The dogs also chased off my buddy, so I don't know where he went or where he ended up. That's Calcan behind me. Found a place to stay. There's a strip with some food and bars, and it's a happening place. And much more happening in the summer for sure. We got a beautiful sunset right now. And otherwise, another beautiful day for Day 5. Weather looks like it's moving in for tomorrow, but we'll see. So far, I've been pretty lucky. Good morning. I'm above Calcan right now, heading to Zumlu. Not a very long day, but the weather is looking unsettled, so I don't want to push my luck. I was going to be working my way towards Cache, but the road looks like it's just a lot of boring highway kind of stuff. And quite a long way, and it looks like there's a lot of road, so I'm going to start working my way back a little bit. And then I'll end up in Fediat and figure out how I get back to Istanbul. So maybe a couple more days I'll have hiking. We'll see what the weather does. And otherwise, let's get moving. Well, I could only find one little hostel place in Uladuz to stay, and he wanted 60 bucks for a little tiny bungalow room with an outhouse and breakfast. That would count as the single most expensive place I've stayed in for the least amount. So I'm gonna walk and hopefully hitchhike 3K to the next town, and then I'm not that far off from a I'm not that far off from the main highway, so I should hopefully be able to find a place in the next 2 to 3 hours. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. I got to ride a few kilometers, but it's about 7K, I guess, from what I understand. The locals are telling me to the nearest place I can find accommodation. So it's a busier road, so hopefully I can find a ride. Don't want to walk 7K just on the highway. So I managed to get a ride to Kinnick, so that was a good 8K I saved from walking. And it's a pretty central town with a bus, so I can find a bus almost anywhere. And there's a market I'm going to go check out. While I'm here, why not?
Haydi balık.
Well, I didn't find a place to stay. I ended up taking a bus to Fethiye, spent the night there, then took a plane to Istanbul. I've been in Istanbul for a few days. The weather's not been great. It's been raining, so I haven't done very much, but I had errands to run, had to pay a speeding ticket. All right, why am I standing in front of this official looking office building holding this official paper? Well, on my journey I got a speeding ticket, and the cop said, okay, go by any bank to pay the speeding ticket. So I went by the bank and they said, go by the post office. I went by the post office and they said, no, you have to go to the tax office. So I go to the tax office and then they say you need a tax number. So I have to go downstairs, grab a tax number, go outside, get a photocopy, go back inside, get my tax number, go back upstairs to pay the ticket. All quite a big fiasco. And that guy you see right there in the black coat offered to help. But I don't trust any shady guys on the street. And then I was talking to him afterwards, and turns out he wants to lick my chest. Well, you never know what you're gonna find when you're traveling. And also had to get my vid test. Heading off to the airport in a couple hours and flying home. And hopefully all goes smoothly. That's pretty much it for the Turkey adventure. My flight's at 7 a.m., fly to Frankfurt and then to Vancouver. So hopefully if it all goes smoothly, then I should be back in Vancouver by tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll see what fiasco happens at the airport with testing and customs and who knows what other nonsense they're gonna have there. And I'm home. All the flights and everything went smoothly, got to the airport fairly quick, customs, COVID testing, all that stuff went through in about an hour and a half, and everything's good. So now I've got a couple of weeks before I head back to work, so just gonna get myself organized and then figure out what I'm going to do for this winter. And otherwise, that was a pretty good trip. Cut short, unfortunately. The last little bit certainly happened a lot quicker than I expected. But overall, a really good time and a really good turkey adventure. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me for this last journey. And we'll see you on the next one.